You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton. This is What Do You Got?
This is What Do You Got? What Do You Got is one of our segments where one of us brings in a topic that the other one doesn't know, and we just bullshit about it for however long.
And it's Andy's turn, which always makes me a little bit nervous.
It is my turn.
And today's topic is scary movies and stories. Ooh.
It's October, sir.
It is October.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
so scary movies. You a fan of scary movies, horror movies, anything like that?
I was when I was younger, and I don't know what changed in me, but, like, as I got older, like,
You're afraid now, or you just don't like them?
I get scared. Like, I can't watch. It's bad. I don't like when I was a kid, I could watch that shit all day long, go to bed, no problem. These days I'm like, lights have to be on. I have to be like I can't do it, which is sad because there are good scary movies out there.
There's
Not a
more
lot.
shitty ones than good ones.
Yeah.
Which I think is movies as a whole.
Yeah.
But let's go over your, like, give me, like, your top 5 favorite scary movies and then your top 5 scared the fuck out of me movies.
Top 5s. Ooh. I don't know if I can come up with a full 5.
Well, just, top 3 then.
Okay. Let's see.
See if they're any the same as mine.
I'm going to say my top one is World War Z. And I know
As favorite or scariest?
favorite.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the best movies I've seen in a super long time.
I agree with that statement.
I still had trouble watching it because I was terrified, but it did a good job of telling a fantastic story while still scaring the shit out of you.
And they didn't opt out to go the gore route.
Yeah. My second favorite, I can't remember the name of. I knew this was going to be a problem. There's a movie on Netflix.
Describe what it's about.
It's the STD movie. So
That just sounds scary.
it's this guy who you can only see if he's after you. He can take any form that he
I
wants.
fucking hate those movies.
So, but he walks towards you. That's it. If he reaches you, he kills you. But he just will casually walk towards you.
And do you know that he's after you?
If the person who gave it to you is nice enough. The way to get rid of him. Hold on. This is the plot of the movie.
Okay.
The way to get rid of him is to have sex with someone, and you give it to that person.
Oh, so you
But-
pass. So
But if he kills that person, it goes back to you. So you're never truly safe.
well, what if? No, because they just got to bang someone else first.
But you're still in line.
Oh, so this is like a get
It's a-
your ticket.
It's a ticket. It's like a train line.
It
So
seems
you-
like he would have went through the whole list already, and then been down to 0 again.
well,
Unless he like did it to the most unfuckable person of all time, or some dude who was like Gene Simmons who was just slaying.
my thing was to have sex with a prostitute. Because then he or she would constantly be
Or
giving it
rock
to-
star.
or rock star. Ooh. Then you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. Only because it was so creative and so different.
Okay. Was it more a good movie or a good story?
It was more a good story.
Okay.
The movie, it was like B-level budget.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, they trapped him in a pool for a little while. It was super corny and
Couldn't
campy.
find the steps.
Basically, they started like throwing chairs at him. He would throw it back. It was just funny.
Okay.
But like, it was just funny because like,
You're losing credibility quick, Tim.
all right, I don't want to spoil it for people who might want to go out there and look it up. But
Yeah.
last but not least, Blair Witch. It's an oldie but a goodie.
I never watched that movie because I was a little. How old were we when that came out?
We were
like,
young.
Young, but I just remember it looking like really stupid because of the way it was filmed, and then it became like this huge craze, and then I just remember people being like, "It's not that good."
Oh, it was good.
Yeah, I never watched it.
You got
Yeah.
of all the movies you haven't watched.
Yeah, just because I don't really like. It seemed to me more of like a. I don't know. I don't know why I never watched that.
See, now I don't want to talk about it too much because I want to make you watch it.
Well, because I think what it was when a movie gets so much hype, and because I'm usually very good at determining whether I'm going to like a movie if I see the trailer, or knowing if it's going to be good or not when I see the trailer of the movie. And the amount of hype that was getting put into it, I just thought it wasn't going to live up to it. So I was afraid that I was going to watch it and hate it because of how much everyone else liked it, and I was just going to be disappointed.
So it also came out at a time that the internet wasn't really used the way it is now. For some of our younger audience, the internet is still relatively new. And it was one of the first viral campaigns that ever was successfully done. It was so... I remember this. People were confused. Because it was shot with like low-tech cameras.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point. They came out with a webpage of people missing and all this other stuff. People thought it was real.
That's why I didn't like it.
Why?
Because everyone was saying it was real.
Yeah, which it wasn't.
No, but that's why you just brought everything back to me. That's why I didn't watch it originally. It was because everyone was saying, no, that really happened. That's the footage. I'm like, no, it's not. It's in a movie theater.
Which, yeah, A,
you can't
it's
put
in a movie
murderers.
theater. B, how do they find the footage?
It's murder footage, dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I have to show you this movie. It's gonna drive me absolutely insane.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your 3 favorite?
Those are my 3 favorite.
Okay, what's your 3 holy fuck that scared the shit out of me?
Dude, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer because I haven't been a fan of scary movies in so long. I dated this guy who was a fan of scary movies, and he would turn them on, and I'd just be like, nope, and I would just like nope out of the situation.
Yeah.
As corny as they sound, the first Saw movie or Hostel.
Never watched Hostel.
It was more gory
Yeah.
than anything else, but the scary part of that to me was the possibility that it probably could be true.
Yeah.
Hostel, I have no qualms about ruining for you. It's basically these rich people will find Americans specifically, or Americans go for a better or a higher price or something. They find them in cheap hostels, they drug them, they kidnap them, and then they torture them because that's what they want to do. They're rich, they're bored, and they feel like torturing them.
Yeah.
And it's about this one guy struggled to get out. Like he kind of figured out what was going on, and he was trapped, and he escapes basically. But like it's just like watching people like get like torn apart. Like they're just strapped to a chair and you're just watching someone get tortured.
Yeah.
But like the scary part to me was it could very well, like people go missing.
It's happened before.
all the time. So like the idea of someone going missing in a hostel and then just some psychopath.
What do you know about that that guy over in Germany?
Who?
Not Gaines. Was it Gaines? Some guy in Germany. He was like a wealthy kind of a guy, or had like some kind of money, and he put up an ad on the internet for someone to allow him to kill him.
Oh.
And this guy who was he was married, but he was a gay guy, but he was married, and he told his wife that I think he was gay, and and he just had like this huge emotional crash, and he answered the response, the ad. He went over his house, he signed like some paperwork saying like, yeah, I'm gonna let you kill me.
I remember this.
And then the guy, basically, he fed him a bunch of stuff, or no, he was cutting him up as he was alive. He had him in his bathtub. He cut off the dude's dick.
I remember.
Grilled it and ate it while he was sitting next to him, reading him like Wagner or something. And then he said when he killed him, he was sitting in a bathtub reading him like some fucking Dr. Seuss book or something. And he said halfway through the thing, he just leaned over and slit his throat and watched him die in the bathtub. And then he quartered him in the basement. There's pictures of it. I've seen them. It's horrific.
Yeah.
He's
See, like that.
like,
that's
I don't even want to talk about the pictures. That's how bad they are. And they ended up finding the guy, and they found like he harvested like 60 pounds of meat from the guy, and by the time the cops found him with the freezer, he had already eaten like 40 pounds of it. He's out of jail now.
What?
Germany apparently has very liberal laws when it comes to rehabilitation. I believe he was released like 2017 or 2018. He only served like 10 years. I'm almost positive. He looks exactly like the guy you would think that would do this.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, because he recorded the whole thing, apparently. Like, he has everything on tape. He was like, no, this guy, like, answered the thing, and I,
I mean,
cut him up. And it was like, apparently he might have done it to, like, some other, I don't know. But it was like, dude, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, what website is he on familywatchdog.com?
Yeah, what the hell?
So that is creepy as fuck. So I do believe that there are people out there who do shit like that, because this guy just did it like, oh, I did something wrong? What do you mean? Like,
I could totally, all it takes is for that same guy to not offer,
the
not
option.
make the offer,
Yeah.
not make the option,
Yeah.
and just decide, I know a way I can get someone.
Yeah.
Think about that. If he was a wealthy individual, who
I
had
think
the
he had
means-
some kind of money. I believe he had some kind of money, or at least like he wasn't totally poor. Like, I believe that was part of it.
Okay.
But
Craziness.
yeah, I don't. The scary movies for me, it was more so like I liked good movies, and some movies like everyone likes that nobody likes. Like, everyone has like their couple of movies where they know they're stupid and they like them anyway.
Yeah.
I think the movies that fucked me up the most was number one was The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Because that to me was just, it was a little kid, and that scene where she's crawling down the stairs backwards, that just fucked me up. Was a kid. Everyone says the head and the puking thing, like, okay, yes, granted. But when she like creepily crawl, because then she's moving. Like, she's in the bed for most of the movie and she's contained. But when she's like loose and about, I'm just like, all right, she could be in a closet. She could be fucking anywhere. Number two would have to probably be the Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
Ooh.
Because one thing that definitely creeps me out a little bit is fucking rednecks. Like, I don't mean rednecks in like the term of like my kind of redneck, like me. Like, I do shit outside, like fucking ride quads and shit like that. Like, that's some redneck shit. I'm talking about, like, yeah, like those rednecks that are like, no, that's a redneck right there.
Yeah.
Like, those fucking people. And they did such a good job of casting the people in those movies to be those people, because everyone's drove by those houses where you see like that old lady on the porch.
Yeah.
And like you walk in and like everything's got cobwebs on it, and there's some old weird shit. There's like some stuff in there that doesn't look like it should be there. Or, you know what I mean? Like, just that creepy house decoration shit. And part of the thing that's scary about that is you have this giant person who's mentally handicapped, basically, and he's trying to stuff you in a freezer. Like, that to me is like, oh, you know it's going to happen later, but you're going to be in here a while. And like, just like stuffing you in a freezer, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like the other, like, movies like that freak me out, like the possible ones, like you said, the Youth Hostel.
The ones that you can look at and you're like, that could happen.
Yeah, like, did you ever see the movie Breakdown?
No.
Kurt Russell?
No.
Him and his wife go on, like, I guess they take like this 2-month vacation. They're going across the country or something like that. I think they might be moving. I think they're on vacation though. Or like they're moving and they're having their stuff shipped out to them, so they're taking like a month leeway. So basically everyone that they know, they've told, we're going to be away for a month. This is before cell phones and the internet. So don't expect to hear from us for a month and a half. So they break down on the side of the road. And this guy pulls over and finds them. Now, the lead guy was in, you remember the movie The Negotiator?
Yes.
With Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
You know Niebaum, the guy that plays Niebaum? He's like the lead detective that's trying to put him away for IA.
Yes.
He plays the main bad guy. So they stop to help him, like, oh, yeah, you know, it's not looking good. Well, we'll give you a tow back to the house or whatever, and this, that, and the other thing. And apparently the whole family, they just pick up people that get broken down, and they torture them and all this stuff. So they lock her in a freezer in a basement, and it's like they do the movie so well where you think that nobody's getting out. Like it's just that bad. But movies like that freak me out because it's possible.
Yeah, the possible ones are the horror.
Yeah, that, and when you see Leatherface with a human face on his face, that's who that movie's based off. That's what I was thinking of. Edward Gaines. He was the dude that was making faces at people or whatever. Like, yeah. And when he's standing in the street doing his little freak out with the chainsaw, that's creepy as fuck.
That is creepy.
And then number 3 was Saw, the first one.
The first one.
I think the reason why that was bad, and House of a Thousand Corpses was also bad, but that was because it was like circus freak bad.
That one I don't think I ever saw.
It's real weird. It'd be like Rob Zombie made it, so you can imagine how weird it would be. But the reason why Saw 1 is fucked is because that movie got me. When that guy is bashing the other dude over the head, and after he's like, because every time I see Elliot, that guy Elliot, what's his name? The main character, he plays, I think Robin Hood Men in Tights, or Princess Bride.
Oh, what's his name?
I think his name's Elliot something, Rich Elliot or something. That's the movie I think of. So to see him like just going ham on his ankle with that rusty saw, I'm like, my childhood, what the fuck? And then when that other dude starts bashing the guy over the head with the sink, you're like, they got him. So like everyone in the theater was like, yes, like getting up.
The bad guy.
And then all of a sudden that dude gets up off the floor, and I remember it was one of the only times in a movie I like said shit out loud. I was like, what the fuck? And like everyone was audibly like, no, fuck you, no. It was so good. It was really so good.
I remember that scene where he just stands up and you're just like,
and it's like that slow motion, like, and you're motherfucker.
And you feel it. You know a movie is good when you feel it on the inside and you're just like, no.
Yeah. They do a good job when they take out your questioning if it's real or not.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with that movie.
That's what they did with that movie.
Yeah.
The later installments of that movie progressively got worse and worse.
Yeah, the second one I watched, the creepy thing about that was the pit of needles.
That was the one where they all entered the house, right?
They had a number on their back of their neck.
Yeah. I remember being pissed off at that movie because there was the girl who had to reach up into the needle thing.
And she just puts her hands up and pulls
She puts her hand up until the one side. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Let me do the other one. No hesitation. Just did it.
What you also have to think, and again, I agree that's a far-fetched, but they are locked in a house with a nerve gas with a murderer
fair
who's after them. So you're probably not thinking logically, but when I reach up into razor blades, I'm not going to also reach up into razor blades. Like, because she could have went like this and then got this one out.
Yeah, she's a person. She had the ability to find a way out.
Yeah,
like,
I did.
We're known for tools.
I got to say, I like the fact that they had that Jack dude in there because that's exactly what he would have done. He would have been like, oh, there's an antidote in that pit of a million needles. I'm not going in. Skinny girl, you go in. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And he's like, get in there. Like, that's exactly what he would have done.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, well, I'll go in. No, you're going in the rusty pit of needles. All right? But that one, when she like freaked out and she's like, I'm trying. And she like throws the needles to the side with her hand and you just see him like poking through her skin. Ooh. Yeah.
That's some gross shit.
It was a gross one. Do we want to go with the scary stories on this one or do we want to make another segment on this?
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.